The construction of a new and much-deserved police station is Genoa Township's most notable achievement in 2019. There is now visible above-ground progress at the site, a final step in the detailed planning process. After voters passed a bond levy in 2018, Township representatives met with bond counsel to prepare for a bond rating interview and hearing. Proudly, the experience of the Township's management staff was said to have contributed to our receiving a AAA bond rating. AAA is the highest possible score, and Genoa Township is one of only 3 townships in Ohio to receive this status by Standard & Poor. Afterward, the bond sold quickly, allowing us to solicit construction bids. Gutnicht was selected contractor and broke ground in November, shortly after our maintenance department had finished preparing the site. These site preparations included acquiring 12,000 cubic yards of free fill dirt and grading it, saving the township over $200,000. The police station is big news. However, everyday business continued, including the settling of a 2-year police union contract. In 2019, the police department responded to over 5,000 dispatched calls for service and conducted 3,500 traffic stops. They also conducted 11,300 house checks. Community outreach included graduating a Citizens Police Academy class, conducting a women's self-defense class, hosting scouts for merit badges, providing canine demonstrations, and meeting with citizens at Coffee with a Cop. Their generosity to the community has been shown by the Cram the Cruiser events that provide much-needed items to Delaware County people in need, and the donation of 24 unclaimed bicycles to Bikes for All People. Genoa Township's fire department exceeded 2,000 runs in 1 year for the first time ever. A medic vehicle and a fire engine were ordered. Funds from the EMS soft billing were used to pay for the medic with no cost to our residents. Overall financial costs to the department were lessened thanks to a BWC grant in excess of $36,000, an EMS grant of $3,000, and over $200,000 collected from EMS soft billing. The fire department also settled a 2-year union contract. Genoa Township Fire assisted in the development of the Delaware County Pre-Hospital Care Board to better coordinate with our mutual aid entities. Community outreach has increased as illustrated by the numerous families that have taken advantage of the emergency response key boxes and the File of Life programs. These programs go into residents' homes and directly impact their lives, as does the annual toy and food drive that provides for families in need over the holidays. An ad hoc Roads and Bridges Levy Committee was formed to assess the current state of our roads and other infrastructure. That resident-driven committee determined, and the trustees agreed, there was a need for a levy. In November 2019, a 2.1 mil road and bridges levy was passed by voters, which will allow us to maintain and restore our roads and adjacent infrastructure such as catch basins. Monies from the road and bridges levy are restricted and cannot be used to support our parks and trails, but our maintenance department manages to care for these areas with minimal financial support from the general fund. With the Ohio to Erie Trail running directly through Genoa Township, we remain a key member of the regional trail professional networks. For recreation beyond trail activities, the unlikely combination of maintenance and human resources collaborate to ensure township families have an array of special events to attend each year, including an egg hunt and the trick-or-treat village. Maintenance works closely with the Parks Advisory Committee to sponsor Fishing Day and movie nights. Zoning and Development has seen the most activity since 2015, having processed 10 zoning applications through the Zoning Commission and adjudicated 14 cases at the Board of Zoning Appeals. The Development and Zoning Office issued 310 zoning permits, the most since 2017, and investigated 49 complaints related to zoning and/or nuisance abatement. The Board of Trustees approved revisions to the Comprehensive Plan, which established greater consistency with the Township's zoning resolution. The Board also approved amendments to the zoning resolution to create more robust design and buffering requirements for planned residential neighborhoods. 3 rezonings were approved by the trustees, covering approximately 34.5 acres. Litigation continues for the 43-plus acres at the corner of Tussock and Oxbow Roads. The Zoning Commission continues to review the zoning resolution to ensure legal compliance and clarity. 2019 saw the creation of the Communications Advisory Committee to provide more focused input on how and what we communicate to residents. Our branding initiative continued by further integrating a new Genoa wordmark into Township materials, including truck decals, business cards, and more. A family of cohesive signage has been planned for areas such as our gateway at State Route 3 in Mount Royal, entry monuments for parks, and border markers as one enters Genoa Township. These will be implemented as funding becomes available. Outside of these special projects, Communications has taken its role of supporting the other departments seriously. For example, a new door hanger and website was created to better notify residents of road-related work scheduled to occur nearby that could impact their daily life. For police, an intranet was launched at no additional cost by collaborating with our current website vendor, Revise. Levies for police and roads have received support from Communications with the development of informational flyers, videos, and websites. When tragedy struck our community, Communications set all other commitments aside to ensure police and fire could focus on their response and investigation by fielding media calls, drafting press releases, and orchestrating a press conference on their behalf. Staff turnover is inevitable with resignations and retirements, and our Human Resources Department has been busy hiring. Training for new and continuing staff is an ongoing process. In addition to supporting staff, Human Resources is always on the lookout for ways to save Genoa Township money. In 2019, medical insurance finished the year at a 90% loss rate, which translates to us spending about $162,000 less than we projected from 2018. Prescription costs were reduced by more than $95,000 compared to 2018, primarily by switching our pharmacy benefit manager. BWC claims were held to 1 this year, and total refunds for 2019 were over $135,000 due to rebates from and enrollment in specific programs. Total savings were close to $400,000. Without a supportive community, none of these accomplishments would be possible. Residents not only provide financial support, but they also boost morale as they offer a friendly wave in passing or deliver snacks to our hardworking employees. Many residents serve on committees or volunteer to assist with events. We appreciate their support and extend our sincere thanks. We also thank former trustee Frank D'Antonio for serving during the past 4 years. I am grateful to work alongside fellow dedicated trustees Vaughn and Gebhardt, Fiscal Officer Myers, and all the Township staff. Together, we have already set in motion another productive year. At the February 6th trustee meeting, a list of goals and projects was presented. During the coming year, we will see completion of our new police station, the Delaware County Information Technology conversion, and the installation of a new document management system for zoning and development. We will address collective bargaining agreements for police and fire and the possible contract extension or rebid of the waste and recycling contract. We will also determine the police and fire levy needs. The hiring of a grant writer will be critical in our seeking increased funding for our township. We have done a lot, but there is so much more to do. We thank you all for your dedication and support and for keeping Genoa Township a nice place to live.